Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Political Vigilante. Getting a little bit of a late start tonight. It's about 8 o'clock Pacific time on Wednesday, December 9th. My name is Graham Elwood. You are watching and listening to the Political Vigilante. Sorry I was late. I wanted to go like right when Jimmy ended, which was about, I don't know, almost, I think 7 o'clock or a little after 7 Pacific time. Just more crap to deal with my car. I had to go get this. They're paying off to buy it, the insurance company, and I got to get a bill of sale, and I had to get the title I had to go back to the car and get it, and then I get a bill of sale notarized, and such a pain in the ass. What's up, everybody? What is up? I hear Mark Pocan went on the Tom Hartman show and got hassled by the chat. Can anyone have a link for that show? That's awesome. Venus will be rising less than 1.5 hours ahead of the sun by New Year's. All right. All right. Great way to support the show. Mount Duraman. I hope I said that right. Better late than never. You got that right. Thank you for supporting the show, folks. You can do what this fine fan did and go to the dollar icon button in the YouTube and support the show. I'll answer whatever your super chat questions are. And thanks to everybody watching on Rockfin, Anthony Scannell, and of course on Facebook Live. 106 watching, 60 likes. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. That always helps the show. Mountain Dew Ramen. Oh, okay. Got it. Back from my college days. Yeah, that's all I had was Mountain Dew ramen and mac and cheese. I ate so much mac and cheese in college. I'm amazed I didn't turn that color of orange that only comes from powdered cheese. I know it's off topic, but what do you think about Galactic Federation, which an Israeli general says is real? Well, I don't know much about that. I'd have to look into that to know what that is, everybody. To know what that is. Ho! And thank you, Kate, our moderator, ladies and gentlemen. So this is what I want to discuss tonight. This is what I want to discuss. Let me get this queued up. Hello, everybody. You are watching the Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. Thank you so much for stopping by. You're making Gotham great again. That's our fun little graphic that was created by Bat the Batman fan. Come on, Batman fan Pat. So since this pandemic started and all the economic shutdown, I've been talking about all the evictions that are coming. There's over 30 million evictions that are looming, 19 million of which are set to take place January 1st, when the eviction moratorium ends. And this country, unlike other countries, didn't give rent relief. We should have just paid people's rent, is what this country should have done. Other countries did that. Or they just gave their citizens 80% of their salaries so people could continue to pay rent. They did it one way or another. You either got to do rent relief or you got to pay people real money, you give them free health care, whatever. So people are starting to fight back. I just saw this in Portland. I'm going to just play this for you. Portland police attempt to serve an eviction notice during a pandemic. Residents push back. This happened yesterday. They're spraying the cops. This guy's screaming, "Shoot me." People are chanting, "Get the fuck out." I just want to show you that because the more, and if you read the thread on that, this is actually a case that this particular home goes back, like it's a 9-year case that's been going on and on. So it's not even tied to the pandemic, but the people don't give a shit. They're just like, you're not evicting people. And this is going to happen. I said this, we've all been saying this. I said this like 5-6 months ago. I said, this is only going to get worse. I saw the protests. When people get hungry and start getting evicted, they're going to say no. Because you know what? That happened in the Depression era in the 30s. The sheriff would come to evict people and people just said, no, we're not. We're not leaving. You're not getting this home. I did a video a couple of months ago how they evicted a woman with COVID, which is just, it's bad from a health standpoint. A woman who is actively with COVID, putting her on the streets, that's not good. She should be staying at home. So if you got 19 to 30 million people that are getting evicted, people aren't going to have it. They're going to say, no, I ain't leaving. And you know who's going to get evicted? Americans of all walks of life. People who voted for Trump, people who voted for Biden, people like, you're going to get evicted. If you're behind on rent, they're going to start evicting you. And so the cops are going to have to ask themselves some tough questions. Do they want to enforce this law? Because let me address every police chief and every mayor in America. The last group of people you want to battle with are people that don't give a shit, that have nothing to lose. That's largely what has kept America pretty pacified. These people are like, well, I don't want to lose my job. I don't want to lose this. I don't want to get kicked out of my house. I don't want to get, I've lost my job. I've lost my home. I don't have anything left. I don't give a damn. You saw that one guy going, shoot me, screaming at it. I mean, that's like someone at the end of the rope. And you're going to have tens of millions of people like that. Police departments don't have to enforce these laws. The Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, so they just put in really strict stay-at-home measures because the hospitals are overflowing. That's the thing. When people are like, oh, COVID's not real, I go, it's not about whether you think COVID is real or a mask is real, you fucking dipshits. It's about the hospitals being overrun. So now, dumb anti-masker fucknut, if you get in a bike accident, or you choke on a piece of stupid food because you're dumb and you shove dumb things in your dumb mouth, the hospital's not going to be able to treat your fucking stupid face. Do you understand what that means? Anyway, side note. So they told a lot of restaurants who were only allowed to serve outdoor seating with, social distance outdoors. The sheriffs are now saying, we're not enforcing that. They told the governor of California, we're not enforcing that. So I bring that up to show you police departments don't have to enforce these laws. When cops are like, hey, I'm just doing my job. No, you're not. You don't have to. You don't have to do it. And every time you serve an eviction, you're going to be met with stuff like that. The word's going to get out. People are going to start texting and tweeting and social media, and the whole neighborhood's going to come out, and people are going to go, nope, 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 nope. So that happened yesterday in North Portland. Evicting people leading into Christmas? That's awesome. That's awesome. It's so great that a Christian country does that, because that's what Jesus would do. Remember all those Christmas, away in a manger, Jesus evicted people who couldn't pay their rent during a pandemic and kicked them out because they should have pulled themselves up by their bootstraps away in a, right? It's Christmas time. Noel, Noel, capitalism kills people, doesn't give a shit if you can't pay your rent, Noel. Remember that song? Have a holly jolly Christmas. Unless the government told you you can't work and didn't pay your rent, then you're gonna be evicted and the cops will shoot your face. Oh, have a holly jolly Christmas. Cops, stop telling me you're not the enemy when you enforce these bullshit laws. Everything Hitler did was legal. Do you understand when I say that? Oh, Graham, Hitler's too extreme. Is it? This is pretty brutal. What's next? We shoot unarmed black people in this. We shoot unarmed people of any ethnicity, but black people at a much higher rate. We shoot them in the back. A white guy goes nuts. Oh, we'll get him with a stun gun, non-lethal force. Black guy just, reaches into his pocket to pull out his wallet that you asked him to pull, and you just gun him down. When I say everything Hitler did is legal, I want you to know that was the Hitler passed this law and that law and this law and that law, and he passed them as laws. He got to power in, 34, 35, something like that. He didn't just get to power and go up. Death camps. First, it was like, we just want to identify where all the Jews are. And then just so we know this is the Jewish neighborhood. Then let's just put all the Jews in that one neighborhood. And then they can't go out. There's a curfew for the Jews for your own personal safety. And they used the brown shirts to stir up trouble. And then they turned on them. Like, you don't have to enforce these laws. And cops don't enforce laws every day. Every day. You get pulled over and you're a white guy. Yes, sir, no, sir, in a nice car. And well, your taillight's out. Try to get that fixed. I'm not going to write you up for that. Every day that happens. Every day cops do that. Every day. If I was a cop, I'd be like, I'm not doing evict anybody. And this is only going to get worse. So this is a country, too, with over 200 million guns. There's been 3 million guns sold just since the pandemic. Even more when the George Floyd protests happened. I don't know. Do you want to go evict that? And the All Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter crowd? If you get evicted, the cops are going to come to throw you out of your house, and they're not going to care how many All Lives Matter MAGA hats you're wearing. They're going to throw your ass out on the street. And if you resist, they're going to beat the shit out of you. You don't believe me? It'll happen. Check back in January. This all could have been avoided. The CARES Act, single greatest upward transference of wealth in the history of America, if not the world. 250 million people in India went on a general strike. They're still striking. Might be time to consider that here, because the evictions are coming and cops don't have to enforce it, and communities are going to have to work together to protect each other, because the police are there to protect and serve the billionaire ruling class. They're not there to protect and serve you. No, they're not. Maybe some bad criminal, they might do that here and there, but push comes to shove, they're going to protect the ruling class. That's what they're going to do. Thanks for watching the show. Like, share, subscribe. I'm going to cover it in ways that the local media in whatever city. And just so we know, let me go. Wait a minute now. Hold on. I forgot to do this. Then the mayor, the home they're protecting belongs to a Black indigenous family. Do you see what happens when people unify? More details on the background. Here's where you can donate to the family. The mayor It's in there somewhere. Anyway, the mayor of Portland said he's going to issue all these statements, and this doesn't happen in Portland, and he's going to come back with more force. By the way, the mayor of Portland's a Democrat. The mayor of Portland's a Democrat. And he held off on these evictions before the election so Trump couldn't go, oh, these Democratic mayors can't control their own cities. Now that Biden's in, it's time for some good old-fashioned neoliberal kicking ass. This is the same kind of shit that happened under the Obama and Biden administration, by the way. Obama and Biden used federal cops to snatch people up at Occupy Wall Street movements, the Freddie Gray protests in Baltimore, Michael Brown in Ferguson, Standing Rock. Democratic mayor. Ted Wheeler. So just remember, that's what lesser of two evils gets you. I mean, Ted Wheeler's not great, but I wasn't going to vote for a Republican mayor of Portland. Why don't you do what Baldwin Park, California did and vote for a green? Baldwin Park, California, suburb of Los Angeles, 26-year-old Green Party. The mayor of Baldwin Park is a green. When Ted Wheeler's election comes up, you better vote him the fuck out of there, Portland. You need to evict the mayor of Portland. You need to evict him from the mayor's office. Evict him and the whole city council. Evict them. Send them packing. Every time you vote for any blue will do, lesser of two evils Democrat, this is the lesser of two evils. Portland hippie, keep it weird, liberal utopia Portland. Thanks for watching the show, folks. Stand together because the fascists are coming. Trump was a fascist. Biden is a fascist. Obama was a fascist. Bush was a fascist. Do you think? Just want you to know. Eric Garcetti, mayor of Los Angeles, sends his cops to beat the shit out of people all the time. Just happened. There was another protest that just happened. Somebody I know got hurt. Somebody who worked on Amy Vallela's campaign put it on our Instagram, Shannon Thomas. I'm going to try to get her on the show. Vote any blue will do. Resist. The Democratic Party is evil and awful, just like the Republicans. Get rid of them at a local level. Get rid of them at a state level. Get rid of them at a federal level. Thanks for watching. Boom. All right. $223 people watching, 134 likes. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Hit that like button. Crush Renata, boom. I'll gladly vote for the man who talks to establishment politicians the same way Grams talks to anti-vaxxers. Thanks for that. Sam D, what's up, brother? Shave your knuckles for justice. Hope things are good down under. Today, Pence announced research funding for a new thermonuclear fuel for Space Force vehicles. And the prize to dumbest research money that doesn't help the American people goes to... I'm suspicious. Seems like a loophole to literally create nuclear rockets, weapons manufacturer, anyone. Yeah, it's to put nukes in space. That's what that's about. This is a plan Reagan tried to do in the 80s. It was called Star Wars. Literally, he wanted to have nuclear missiles in space to shoot at Russia. How fucking dumb do you got to be? So let's say you have a home, backyard, maybe you do a little farming, got a got some goats or cows, chickens. That's how you feed your family. You're living off the land. You feed your family. As a stream goes by, and you set up rockets way up in the sky to blow up your neighbor in case your neighbor tries to get you. And these rockets blowing up your neighbor's home will most assuredly kill your livestock, contaminate your water, and make it really hard for you to continue living. But you blew up your neighbor. That's how stupid Star Wars is. That's how stupid Space Force is. God, they're dumb. Unbelievable. Yeah. Coronavirus is both a hoax and simultaneously China's fault somehow. How does that happen? Joe Biden won't do anything about it, but at least he understands. Does that make you feel better when you get evicted? At least Joe Biden understands that I'm getting evicted. It's time to move for Iceland. Yeah, there's no surfing there, so I don't think I can do that. I just slammed that like button. I love it. Evict the police. Make sure I get some of these. Mountain Dew Ramen, shave your knuckles. Thank you for the big support. I really appreciate that. When you do that, you're helping people that might not have the money to support the show because people are going through tough times right now. It's really cool you do that. Other ways to support the show are go to my Venmo. And thanks for that note, Kate. Sorry I missed it. So if you don't want to donate through the super chat, you can do Venmo, which is at Graham-Elwood. Also, if you're watching on Rockfin has now added a tip feature, which is basically like a super chat. So if you're watching on Rockfin right now and you do a tip, I'll read the question out just like I'm doing the super chats. And this is from Adam Nation, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice on Venmo. Your segment on Tom Brady touched me. Graham, maybe it was the fifth grader, brought me back to an age when I idolized sports figures like Roberto Clemente, who never turned his back on his roots. Thank you for caring. Wish it could be more. No, this was great. Thank you so much, Adam. Yeah, that's why that segment, if you haven't seen it, I did a segment basically. Tom Brady got $960,000 in a PPP loan for a nutrition company that he owns that doesn't need the money. And then he bought a yacht. Yeah, bought a yacht. People, but businesses out there who got turned down from the PPP desperately needed it to keep their doors open. And they're going out of business. Their family business, their whatever, it's gone. Their life's work gone. Tom Brady, who signed in this spring, when he signed a 2-year, $50 million deal with the Tampa Bay Bucks. This is on top of the $260 million that he's already earned. One of the greatest quarterbacks ever, 6 Super Bowl rings. He'll never have to work a day in his life. As soon as he retires, he can be a sportscaster. He can give motivational speaking. He'll get paid 100, 200 grand to give motivational speeches at corporations. Pfizer and those assholes will hire him to give some story about, oh man, we were down by 2 touchdowns and I rallied the team back. And that's how you can rally back at Pfizer or whatever. That's what those people do. The speakers tour. Yeah, it's nuts. So thanks. Yo, Graham, you shouldn't criticize Biden until he's dead. Don't want to risk him losing an election. I know. We'll wait till he's dead. Second Amendment was written almost 300 years ago. Not relevant today. I agree. I agree. Cheers to George Gasconi in office for 3 minutes and bye-bye cash bail and death penalty. Right on. Progressive. Shave your knuckles for justice, progressive. Ideagram, $10,000 buys a congressperson, $50,000 a governor, $100,000 a senator. Let's crowdfund and embrace gift. Politicians make cheapos hack pack. Great idea, progressive. I'm in. Hey, Annabelle. It's worth it. It's just for the Jimmy Dore Show live streams and holograms material. Thank you so much. Let's make sure we don't want to miss any of the super chats. Mayor Pete's Queef Box. That's a great name. Listen, Fat, you better get to know your neighbors, build friendships, and help one another. No, you're absolutely right. Know your neighbors, because you or your neighbors are going to get evicted. The cops are coming. They're going to knock on you. Are you just going to let that happen? Help each other out. Start a community garden. Look out for each other. The government doesn't give a shit about you. The government does not. The Democrats don't. The Republicans don't. They don't give a shit about you. They do not care about you. They do not care. The squad doesn't give a shit. Bernie, none of them. They don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. Tulsi, they don't give a shit. If they did, they'd really fight. Instead, they're, career. I would protect my career in this filthy Congress. Oh, I don't want Nancy Pelosi to kick me out of this whorehouse. At Graham-Elwood, not Elmwood, Kate. There's no M in Elwood. I lived in St. Kilda for 20 years. God's country. Yeah, Gavin Newsom got $3 million in PPP. It's not a rigged system. It's totally fair. Totally fair. Totally fair. Yeah. You can take my husband. You probably remember my drunk fingers. Tulsi's leaving. I hope she does. I hope Tulsi leaves. It's going to take somebody, the big name person, to defect from this horribly corrupt Democratic Party. When they leave that party and like join the People's Party or the Greens or whatever, or start building coalitions between all the third parties, all the independent parties, the libertarian, that's a coalitions government. That's how they do it. I was talking to a woman from Ireland and she was like, yeah, it's a coalition governments. There's a Labor Party, the Socialist Party, the Green Party. They build coalition. We all work together on it. We got to work together. This stupid duopoly just screws the American people. It's all it does. Imagine if only 5 people in Congress joined the People's Party. It would be monumental. It would be huge. You can stand me up in the gates of hell, but I meow, meow, meow. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's check over on the rock feed. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody watching on the Facebook. All right, let's do another segment. Baby, baby, boo, 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 boo. Make sure we get it all set up here. Yep, they're suppressing. Suddenly now there's only 230 people watching. I know. Share this out on your social media. That always helps, guys. You share it on your social media that you're watching me right now. It helps. It helps. It helps. It helps. All right. All right. Let's do a segment. Boop, boop. Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood, and you are watching the Political Vigilante. Vegan guns. You're making Gotham great again. What does that mean? People ask. I'm a huge Batman fan, and the way Gotham was always depicted is a very corrupt city that used to be great when Bruce Wayne's parents ran it. It's also, I'm poking fun at Trump's slogan, which he took from Reagan. But I just want to make things better. They're so corrupt. They're so corrupt. And one of the ways that people get taken advantage of is through identity politics. I say this is how, I've said this before. So the Republicans use like family values, the Bible, and the Second Amendment to get, red state voters to vote against their own interests. They vote for horribly corrupt people like Lindsey Graham and, Ted Cruz and all these awful Michelle Bachmann, Susan Collins, like just awful people, Mitch McConnell. But they get them to vote against their own interests for those things. And the Democrats use identity politics to get people to vote against their own interests. Right? We're hearing this from Biden's cabinet. Oh my God, it's diverse. There's all these women and people of color, but no one's looking at their like history. These are people that take money from the oil lobby and are on the Secretary of Defense. I just did a story on this. Is a black man, first ever black person, Secretary of Defense. He's on the board of Raytheon. I mean, what? Like Heidi Heitkamp. Oh, yay. We're going to get her in there. She's a Democrat from North Dakota who had oil lobbyists working on her campaign in 2018, and she still lost. So people are waking up to this. People are waking up to this. And there's this new Stablecoin Act that all of the like members of the squad, I've been starting to talk more and more about cryptocurrency. I'm starting a cryptocurrency playlist. And I've had Christy I on this show and Rosie Tran. I'm going to bring Rosie Tran on to talk about this subject. But I just wanted, there's a great article that was written by a black woman. The title of the article, Democrats Hate Black People. Deirdre Ramsey McIntyre wrote this like December 6th or 7th. Let's just break down what the Stablecoin Act is, because a lot of you might be new to cryptocurrency. I've only been really paying attention to it about 6-7 months. I'm getting more knowledgeable about it. But one thing I will say about cryptocurrency, it is empowering. It's decentralized banking. It is giving people, I don't know what the number is, but it's something like 3 billion people, if not more, are unbanked. They have no access to banking. And within the black and brown communities here in America, it's empowering people, because we know this. The central banks have used this to crush people and get people in debt and to use war and to all this stuff. Bitcoin takes that away. Cryptocurrency takes that away. And stable coins are another type of cryptocurrency where you can stake and invest them and all this other stuff. Whereas like a regular bank, you put $1,000 into the bank, they will loan it out at 10-1. So they'll loan out $10,000 of your $1,000. That's why if the banks go belly up, you get screwed and you're out of money. Right? Stable coins are different. So they want to pass new regulation. America is there's certain cryptocurrency exchanges that Americans are blocked from using. So this is more of the Federal Reserve and the central banks going, uh-oh, cryptocurrency could really take away our power. So we better pass some bullshit laws about it. This is what this act does. Require any prospective issuer of a stable coin to obtain a banking charter. The whole point of cryptocurrency is you don't need a bank. I can send you crypto. You can send me. We don't need banks. You can live on the other side of the planet. Right now, if you live, I know I have people watching Europe and Australia. If you live in one of these countries and we wanted to transact, send money to each other, we'd have to go through a bank and pay all these fees. And it's a big pain in the ass. Not with cryptocurrency. You give me your Bitcoin wallet. I'll give you mine. Bing, bang. It's with a nominal fee. Easy. That's why they don't like it. It takes away their power. Require that any company offering stablecoin services must follow the appropriate banking regulations on the existing regulatory jurisdictions. And again, this legislation is like, oh, it's the wild, wild west. We can't have this. People are using it for crime and all this other stuff. Oh, and it's not safe. People can hack it. And banks get hacked all the time. Require that any company or banking issue a stablecoin to notify and obtain approval from the Federal Reserve, the FDIC, and the appropriate banking agency 6 months prior to its issuance and maintain an ongoing analysis of potential systemic impacts and risks. So I talk about watch me on Rockfin, right? Rockfin is blockchain, and all cryptocurrencies are blockchain. They're open source. You can see what's going on. We can't see what Wells Fargo's doing or Bank of America or Chase. We can't see what they're doing, but we can see, oh, somebody with this address bought, $50 million in Bitcoin. All right. We know. We can look at the blockchain and say, wow, all this cryptocurrency, especially Bitcoin, is moving from the exchanges to cold wallets, which means people are buying Bitcoin and holding on to it. We know that. You think Bank of America is going to open up their books to us? You think the Federal Reserve is? You think the Pentagon is? The Pentagon that lost $21 trillion, just lost it. We don't know what they did. What if this was open source? And require that any stablecoin issuer. So I want to talk about what I was going to say is, so I'm on Rockfin, which is a blockchain cryptocurrency platform. One of the things that's amazing about Rockfin is it's blockchain. It can't be bought out. They pay the content creators with a token, right? Which empowers us content creators. YouTube is throttling me all the time. They're unsubscribing people. They throttle my views. They won't let me say this or that. They demonetize me. So Rockfin was like, we're going to create this platform that pay, and we're going to create our own cryptocurrency to pay our content creators in. Well, they want to regulate. We can't have you do that. We can't have you empower content creators because they might get the truth out. Any stablecoin issuers obtain FDIC insurance. So now you got to buy their bullshit insurance. I just had a car accident. I'm just going to tell you this right now, right? So I parked my car legally on the street. I went to dinner. As I was coming out, the car got smashed, right? I bought the car 2 months ago. It was a 2017. It was a Nissan Leaf. So it was a used car. And I put $4,000 down on it and I had to finance the rest. And this other driver, this woman's insurance is paying for everything. And it's all said and done now. I'm going to get about maybe $2,000 back and not have a car. Maybe $2,200, maybe. So about $1,800, $1,900 is just gone. So that's how great insurance is, by the way. And it's a racket. It's a whole racket. So they're forcing you by their nonsense bank insurance. Maintain reserves of the Fed and maintain reserves of the Federal Reserve to ensure that all stable coins can be readily converted into United States dollars on demand. That's the key ingredient. Because cryptocurrency is taking the power. So how the American empire operates is it uses the US dollar. We talk a lot on the show about the petrodollar. Anytime someone like Gaddafi or Saddam Hussein has gone off the petrodollar, meaning they're not buying and selling oil using the US dollar, they suddenly become a target. because that's how one of the reasons how America has all this power and flexes its muscle is forcing. That's when China and Russia stopped using the petrodollar and China created the petro yuan. Oh, suddenly China and Russia are evil, bad. I just want to show you what this is about. And I'm going to bring Rosie Tran on the show to go into this even more, but I really wanted to talk about this. Democratic Representatives Rashid Tlaib, Jesus Garcia, Stephen Lynch, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, and Ayanna Pressley about the Stablecoin Act. So this is what this author in the article that said Democrats hate black people. This black woman said this: pushing this anti-blockchain legislation proves you hate black people worldwide. Because again, cryptocurrency, specifically Bitcoin, are empowering people in like Africa where they don't even have access to banks, but they have access to a smartphone. So it's getting people out of poverty. And this so-called squad, all these Democrats here, people of color, women of color, so they either don't know what this is and they're just signing up for something without knowing it. They've been bamboozled. Or, as this woman says, they hate black people. Let me be among the first to say you have messed up. If this legislation passes, black people will be the most penalized because black people have more to gain from blockchain and cryptocurrency technology than nearly any other demographic. It's why it's so revolutionary. It's why Satoshi, the person who created it or persons, has remained anonymous. Some people theorize they're an NSA person because if they became revealed their identity, the NSA would hunt them down and take the technology and snatch it up and go, we got you. You do not understand this because you didn't love us enough to ask black people in blockchain crypto what we thought. You show us that you don't trust us. You don't partner with us. You didn't poll black people in blockchain or cryptocurrency. Like, are you kidding me? They didn't even ask, because there's a lot of black people. There's people of all ethnicities and all over the world are really getting into crypto. But people within, there's a man that I was going to interview on the show, and then we had a scheduling thing, and I'm trying to get him back on here, but he has a book called literally like Bitcoin in the Black Community or something like that. And he's really realizing how it's empowering people. I started watching all these cryptocurrency YouTube shows, and they're like, it's the most revolutionary, empowering thing you've ever seen out there. It's one of the few times in history where regular people, the poor people, working class people, can actually make money and gain wealth. So they didn't even they didn't even go, well, how's this going to affect black people? And they didn't even ask them. They didn't even poll them. A black people in cryptocurrency group member. So it's a group, black people in cryptocurrency. This is how much people in the black community are realizing, man, this is our shot. This is our chance to get out of this cycle of, you ever been in a poor neighborhood? What do they have? Check cashing places, right? Payday advance, pawn shops. Can't get a bank account. It's hard to get a bank account. If they do, they got to pay all these fees and all this other, oh, they can't get a bank account for this and that, or they do. It's people get scammed. They scam them so hard. And it's been going on for hundreds of years. A black people in cryptocurrency group member summarized various media sources noting traditional regulated financial institution had billions of breaches. This is going to why there's like this. We need legislation because stable coins are unsecure. And this black people in cryptocurrency group pointed out there was billions of breaches in traditional banks, all these FDIC and insured banks all throughout the world, these centralized big banks. The Bank of England and HBSC and Bank of America all got billions of breaches, billions. So far in 2020, there have been 16 billion, yes, billion data breaches. They got your information. That's the thing about cryptocurrency. to use an exchange like Coinbase, which is a heavily regulated one in America, and it's great for new people. I've used it to get, understand crypto and trading better, but I'm learning there's way better exchanges, and all the really good exchanges are blocked by the US. So regular banks have had 16 billion data breaches where they get hacked, and your personal information is hacked, your account number, all that stuff. The Stablecoin Act is lock, stock, and barrel the most predatory, white supremacist, colonization-rooted, hegemonically sustaining act of cryptocurrency so far. Boom. The Stablecoin Act is lock, stock, and barrel the most predatory, white supremacist, colonization-rooted, hegemonically sustaining act of cryptocurrency thus far. And a bunch of people of color are doing it. I cannot stress enough. This is why you got to wake up. Rosie Tran called me about this. We're going to have her on the show tomorrow. She's like, Graham, I'm a woman of color. This is infuriating. She goes, it's almost worse when these so-called like women of color progressives do this. I go, yeah, it is. It's like the Republicans are very upfront. We're just a bunch of rich, white, racist assholes. We hate you and we don't care. And we think we're better than you because we have a gun and a Bible or whatever. Like they're very upfront about it. At least, they're awful. The Democrats are some ways worse because they say, oh, we're the party of change and diversity and progress. And you see this progress. Like I was excited 2 years ago when AOC won, when the squad got in there. I was like, okay, here we go. This is a big deal. Nice. I was like, this is our like foothold. We can open the door to more. And then they're doing this. And the woman who wrote this obviously knows way more about cryptocurrency than I do. And she's furious, and rightfully so. She's a woman of color. So don't fall for it. Don't fall. I tell you, like this is the Democratic Party is Goldman Sachs with a rainbow flag. That's what it is. Yay. Diversity. It's not. It's just the diversity of the ruling class. The Stablecoin Act protects central bankers, protects Wall Street. It does not protect the American citizen. And what do? How does the ruling class do it? They get a bunch of people of color to write the bill, to co-sponsor it. So it looks like, oh, well, if the squad's doing it, it must be in our best interests. Do you see how they do this? You see how sophisticated they are in tricking us and propagandizing us? The Western financial paradigm still benefits from keeping people in African and Caribbean nations out of banking and financial services. But everyone's got a smartphone. That's where they found the loophole. That's where Satoshi found the loophole. Everyone's got a smartphone because they just want to sell people phones. They're deliberately keeping people out of banking and loans and stuff like that. But wait a minute. So what if you live in some poor country and you bought $100 worth of Bitcoin, right? 5 years ago. And now it's worth $2,000. That's huge. That's huge. That can change your family's life if you live in a third world. Oh my God, now you can buy a farm and goats and holy shit, you're out of poverty. And that's why they want to go after the stable coins, because Bitcoin is now trading at $18,000, $19,000 a coin. It could go up to 20, 30, 50, 100,000. But there's all these new coins out there that are trading at 10 cents, 15 cents, a nickel. And so you could buy 100 of them for nothing. Because imagine if you bought 100 Bitcoins when it was trading at 10 cents. That's $10. If you owned and you kept on to those 100 Bitcoins, you still owed them today. You owned 100 Bitcoins. You would now have somewhere in the neighborhood of $1.9 to $2 million. Do you see that? So stablecoin, you buy some stablecoin today, and we're gonna have Rosie on to explain even more what the staking is, because I kind of understand it, but I just want you to see how crypto can empower the poor, the working class, the average person. and take the power out of the central banks. That's why they're against it. And just because the squad is for the Stablecoin Act, don't be fooled. With blockchain, nations that can't agree whose currency should be more hegemonic might just agree on a stablecoin of mutual benefit. If they don't agree, businesses within those countries can agree to use a supply chain specific stablecoin within and across borders that are fungible with other cryptocurrencies, private industry stablecoins. Again, I use Rockfin as the example. They pay us content creators, and they reached out to us like a year and a half ago, me and a bunch of people. They were a new platform. Please join us. And the coin was trading at about 17, 18 cents. Today, it's trading at over $1. It peaked the other day at $1.15. It's gone up almost a full dollar in like a year. That's huge. That empowers us. I'm a content creator. Well, I don't have 1 million subscribers or 10 million like, the big channels. I have to build, but now I'm getting value for my content. And so that's the same thing. So they're a platform and they're going to bring a content creator on who's not in the United States. Richard Medhurst is on their channel. Right? Not on their channel. I'm sorry, Richard Medhurst doesn't live in the United States. So how do they pay Richard Medhurst? They pay him the same way they pay me and Ron Placone and everybody else. Do you see how that works? And they're talking about the same thing. So let's say you're two country. You have an online store in Zimbabwe, and you want to buy and sell with people in Iran. Oh, we'll use this currency, this cryptocurrency, this stable coin. See how that works? If you wish to safeguard Americans, that is fine, but setting up a prohibitive paradigm that maintains the status quo is criminal. The actions you take with this act today will not omit your names from the culpability list, not by a long shot. People are waking up. This article, I'm not happy about the Stablecoin Act, but this column, I'm like, yeah, wake up. Because I'm so sick of listening to liberals like, oh, Joe Biden's cabinet's so diverse. No, it's not. There's no diversity of ideology. And the Stablecoin Act isn't diverse at all. It's the same old big business screwing over regular people. People are waking up, right? They're waking up. People are waking up. They should. Because if you think the Democratic Party is going to save you, you think the Squad and Bernie and Tulsi, they're all going to save you, you're a chump. You know who said that? Malcolm X.
You're in a position to determine who go to the White House and who stay in the doghouse. You're the one who has that power. You can keep Johnson in Washington, D.C., or you can send him back to his Texas cotton patch. When you see this, you can see that the Negro vote is the key factor. And despite the fact that you are in a position to be the determining factor, what do you get out of it? The Democrats have been in Washington, D.C. only because of the Negro vote. They've been down there 4 years. And all other legislation they wanted to bring up, they brought it up and gotten it out of the way, and now they bring up you. And now they bring up you. You put them first, and they put you last. Because you're a chump. The party that you passed controls 2/3 of the House of Representatives and the Senate, and still they can't keep their promise to you. Because you're a chump. Anytime you throw your weight behind a political party that controls 2/3 of the government, and that party can't keep the promise that it made to you during election time, and you're dumb enough to walk around continuing to identify yourself with that party, you're not only a chump, but you're a traitor to your race.
Spread the word. I'm going to talk about this stablecoin act more. I'm going to get Rosie Tran and we're going to talk about it. It's bullshit. It's more bullshit. And this is how they're feeding us bullshit now. Oh, the progressives are doing it. The squad is doing it. Still bullshit. So AOC and Presley and Tlaib, I want to know, do you really know how bad this is? Did you research in anything? So even at the very least, you're just like incompetent to not even research this. And as the woman who wrote that op-ed piece said, you didn't even poll black people. Did you, any of you go, why don't we ask some black people who really study cryptocurrency and see what they say about this act? Nope. So are you just didn't get it? You're too busy? You're lazy? Or did you go, people are dumb. And if we sign our names to it, everyone will go, oh, the squad, it'll be great. Resist, revolution, blah, 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 blah. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. Thanks for watching the show. Shave your knuckles for justice. Boom. All right, everybody. One hundred 235 likes, right on. Let me make sure I didn't miss. And I'm going to bring a guest on here. Hold on. Ooh. 1. Tony DeMeo, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. You're making Gotham great again. Vegan guns for life. I'm really excited about the Nina Turner for Congress news. How about you? Oh, wow. That's cool. Yeah. I did. So is she running for the People's Party? Or the People's Party? Is she running for the People's Party? I hope she is. Dan Alexander, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Thank you for supporting the show, Dan. Christopher Dobby. What's up, Christopher? Boom. No, Graham, they don't. They create money through double entry bookkeeping. They don't need your money. Bank of England confirmed this. Oh, aren't the central banks, the more you learn about them, the more like you feel like, oh, they got a good system. I feel like safe. I feel like Tony DeMeo, boom, not notified again. Graham, I love what you do. Tony, thank you so much for supporting the show. Hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, everybody on the Rockfin, Stick, Benjamin, and Anthony. A currency defines a nation more than borders. If you supplant it, the nation fails. You got that right. World Bank and IMF use debt corruption to privatize and loot institutions. Yep. I'm your financial vehicle, baby. It's me. I'm the guest. All right. Riley. All right, Riley. I just sent you a link. Well, I meant when I said I was the Courtney Love of ecology. Right on. Yeah, well, we all got $600 coming. That'll do us a lot of good, right? Sam Dane, Shaving Knuckles for Justice. Genuine question, mate. What is one of the greatest technological advancements you've seen in your lifetime? Nintendo doesn't count. Thanks in advance. Well, I mean, I loved like seeing space travel and people going to the moon was amazing. I mean, honestly, the like video chatting smart. I mean, this is like Star Trek shit. I don't know. Space travel was cool because I'm just sort of the wonder of space and the exploration of it, and sort of, you know, the Gene Roddenberry seek out new worlds and, you know, bold to go where no man has gone before. I mean, I don't know, but then I get, yeah, I don't know. That's pretty amazing. Connecting, it does connect people. It can disconnect people, but it also does connect people. So that's a great question. So screw Google, Riley. I just sent you a link in Patreon. Gene Roddenberry had the noble goal of installing urinals in new buildings everywhere. Nice. Zochipili on your Patreon name. We're trying to set up an interview. If you're watching the show right now, I just I was going to bring you on. I was going to get the live stream done before, but now it looks like we're just going to have you on the show. So if you're listening, I just sent you a link. Invade Mars? If I could recommend watching Chris Hedges' American Anime, it helped reconcile my own nihilism. Oh, nice. So does anyone actually believe we're getting 1,200 or 600? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. 254 likes, everybody. Right on. Has Kirk done I Like Big Butts? Yes, he has. All right, looks like we're not going to have the guest on live. That's no worries at all. Is $1,200 really $100 a month for a year? That's what Steve Mnuchin thinks it is. That's what they calculated it. $600. Yeah, that'll help. That'll get everybody. If you're behind on your rent, $600 squares the books. You're good. They should get everybody $6,000. There's $6,000. Pay off your rent. Get your rent squared up. Can we create just one nice state to live in for people that care about human life? I know. Yeah, $20,000. Right. Bup, 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 bup. Hold on. Oh, that was that. Okay. First they steal our wages, then they steal our taxes. When will people have enough? I don't know. I wrote my rep today and asked for Medicare for all and UBI. Good for you. We should do that with one continent. All the cool people, mass and freedom, I know. I love that guy who told the reporter that what was going on with his cafe being closed and the airport being full of people eating right next to each other in Michigan. I know. Love the clash war in Poland over eviction. Yeah. How long will it be since we have an American style of falling of Rome? I don't know. It might happen sooner than we all think with the January 1st looming. That's 3 weeks away. We're 3 weeks away from 19 million evictions. We're 3 weeks away from the unemployment ending. I mean, I don't know. It's going to be nuts. The Me Too movement is dead because of Joe Biden. Yeah, I know. Believe all women. Oh. Except Tara Reid. Her we don't believe. But all the other women, if they accuse a Republican, then we believe them. They accuse a Democrat, well, maybe she's a little nuts. That's the Me Too movement. It's a joke. The Me Too movement is just is the actual MeToo.org, that organization was really trying to, and still is trying to do good work. But the movement on social media that got hijacked by a bunch of blue check, neoliberal, Hollywood, Hillary Clinton supporters is the worst. It is the worst. Believe all women. But so Ghislaine Maxwell, we believe her, or so believe Ghislaine Maxwell, but then Virginia Roberts Giuffre, we don't believe her because she's not as powerful because she didn't go to Chelsea Clinton's wedding. How does that work? Believe all women. So believe Susan Collins. Believe Republicans. Believe this new conservative lady they put on. I forget her name. Amy Coney Barrett or whatever, who's on the Supreme Court. She doesn't think women should have a right to safe abortions. So believe her. I'm just trying to figure it out. Which ones do we believe? So Neera Tanden, believe Neera Tanden. When she refuses to acknowledge what she said in emails, in the leaked Podesta emails on WikiLeaks, she will never answer that. She won't say the emails are fake or lies. She's, oh, Russia, Julian Assange is Russia. So believe Neera Tanden. I'm just trying to put a finger on this. Okay. Great movement. Ask any commodities trader if you should get into commodities or arbitrage and see what they say. Interesting. It's official. Graham's a sexist. Yeah, that's what it is. When the stocks crash, Bitcoin will crash with it. Okay, let's talk about that. Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood. You're watching The Political Vigilante. So that's somebody just brought up, when the stock market crashes, Bitcoin will crash with it. And there's some evidence to suggest that could happen, but I'm going to give you some things I've learned. So when the last time the market crashed, which was in March, when everything got shut down, all the markets crashed and Bitcoin went down with it. But then Bitcoin went from like 9,000 to 3,800, like in a day, boom. And then since then, it's been slowly coming back up and slowly coming back up. The last time Bitcoin hit this high of a price was in 2017. And there was a lot of speculators in 2017. And so what you saw in 2017, and I watched the show Altcoin Daily that pointed this out. And because it's blockchain, it's transparent. So in 2017, all this money, all this Bitcoin was moving from cold wallets, which is basically the equivalent of like a digital safe, right? So they're moving their money from a cold wallet to the exchanges like Coinbase and Binance and some of the other ones I talk about. Which means to move it to an exchange, that's when you want to cash out into dollars or whatever currency you use. You move your cryptocurrency onto an exchange. So in 2017, all this money got moved from cold wallets to the exchanges, meaning people were ramping up as the price was going up. They were waiting for it to peak out and then they were going to sell. And when it got to 19, right to 20,000, huge sell off and everybody sold off. And I'm sure people made a lot of money. Here's what's happening now. Bitcoin has been consistently trading at between 18, 19,000. I'll tell you what it's at right now. At the time of this recording, it is currently at $18,395, right? Ethereum is at 566. So Bitcoin has been basically the last week has been trading sideways, they call it. It dipped down to 17,600 this past day, but it's gone back up. So here's what's different. All this Bitcoin now, because again, it's open source, so anyone can track this. All of this Bitcoin has been moved from exchanges to cold wallets, which is what you should do anyway. I learned that from Crypto Casey. It's a good show to watch. The Moon, they all talk about don't leave your money on an exchange because they can freeze your money, they can hold it, they can whatever. So when you got to own your keys, right? When it's on Coinbase, you don't own your keys. When it's on your cold wallet, then you own it. Which means people are moving off of the exchanges to cold wallets, which means that's a sign people are going to hold. because all this institutional money has come into it now. It's not just speculators and, activists or whatever. It's institutional money. And this guy, Raoul Pal, who's a millionaire investor who used to be CEO of Goldman Sachs, has done all these videos where he said there's a wall of institutional money coming in soon. And companies like JP Morgan Chase, PayPal, Square, other big companies and billionaires have put big blocks of money. They've bought they've converted like 50 million US dollars to 50 million in Bitcoin because they know Bitcoin's going to go up and the dollar's going to go down. So when the stock market does crash again, and it will, we're set for that to happen again. Bitcoin, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, but based on watching all these other people that know 10 times more about crypto than I know, it's going to dip. Definitely it's going to dip because some people are, when the markets crash, there's just always some people that I got to cash out. I need cash, or this company's gone belly up. So it needs cash, right? But it's not going to go down that far, and it's not going to stay down. There's a lot of people waiting on the sidelines to buy even more because it's finite. It's digital gold. Again, I'm no crypto expert. Go and watch these shows. Go to bitcoin.com, go to their channel. They have a Bitcoin 101. Learn about it. Watch Crypto Casey, watch The Moon, watch Da Vinci. I even watched Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Watch the Kaiser Report, Max Kaiser from RT, what he thinks about it. Watch Boom Bust on RT. So it will, yes, but it's one of the things they started to see over the summer was it started what they call decoupling, meaning it wasn't extremely tied to the stock market. So it'll go down a little bit, but a lot of people are saying just start buying Bitcoin now, because even if you buy it at 18 or 19 and it drops down to 12 or whatever, it's still going to go up to 30 or 40, 50. If you're buying for the long haul, they're saying it's going to be worth 100, 200,000 a coin by the end of next year. So even if you buy it at 20,000 and it goes up to 100,000 a coin, you made 80 grand if you bought one coin. And you can buy fractions of a coin. You can buy, 0.1% of a coin. You can buy $500 worth of Bitcoin, and it'll tell you bought whatever fraction that would equate to. So that's all the things I'm seeing. And Annabelle Corley, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice, was crypto created to bypass the dollar? Yes, it was. I don't know specifically what their full intention was, but this thing that they created absolutely is about empowering people. They had to have taken that into consideration. Satoshi, who's either one person or a group of people, created this blockchain that it is decentralized. They saw, obviously the creators of this saw the problems with all these centralized banks and how America uses, especially America uses their money and their debt and the central banks for war, for all this stuff. And so Bitcoin was like, no, this is how we're going to change this. And so right now, I don't know, 5% or 1% of the people, something less than 5% of the people of the population is even aware of it, let alone investing in it. So when everyone starts buying, that's what's going to happen. And it's finite. This is one of the things they did. It's brilliant. There's only 21 billion coins, and every 7 years, they say that this is in their code. This is a matter of public record. It's very transparent. Every 7 years, they cut the number in half. So they mine, I think it's like 600 or 700 coins a day get mined. So there's a limited amount of coins that are mined every day. And then every 7 years they have them. And as all this institutional money comes in, they're going to buy Bitcoin and hold it. So it's going to drive up the price. Do your own research, get your own knowledge, make your own decisions. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm just telling you from a political standpoint, this is what I see, and I'm watching this, and this is why I'm paying way more attention. And this is why I'm investing in it. So, because the collapse is coming, and I want you all to be prepared. Shaving knuckles for justice. Centralized banking is behind most of the evil in the world. Yep. Yeah. Nixon should have never taken us off the gold standard. Facebook has its own cryptocurrency. Yeah, anyone can create their own cryptocurrency. Why do I think the gold standard was so great? That's a great question, because it when you have a finite number of things, so they're printing money, which devalues it, right? So like anything, like something like, baseball cards. Like if you have a Babe Ruth baseball card, there's only so many that are in circulation because a lot of them got destroyed. So it's like they destroyed all the original Babe Ruth cards and just started printing Babe Ruth cards. So now a Babe Ruth card isn't that valuable. So basically they whatever the number was, I forget. Let's say it was $1 trillion. That means there was only 1 trillion notes in circulation, and the note was backed up by the value of gold. It was literally a gold note is what it was called. So when it took us off the gold standard, now it's fiat currency. It's just the Federal Reserve just creates money. It's not backed by anything. Right? Is that nuts? Chicago is having talk of a municipal bank. We are so broke because we give all the money to private banks to process our tax money. I know. Municipal banks is something we've been taught. We tried to get it passed in LA and it got voted down. They have one in North Dakota and it's huge. I've moved a lot of money into saving credit unions, but municipal banks are even better. They're highly regulated because they can't gamble right now. Any of the big banks, Wells Fargo, Chase, B of A, whatever, they gamble with your money. And there's all they've nothing got regulated or changed from 2008. Go watch the movie, The Big Short again. Watch that movie. I just watched that again. Jesus, man, is it nuts. So they gambled all the money at 10-1, and they're gambling with pensions. I've done stories on this, especially municipalities like city pensions, the firefighters and cops and all of that, right? Their pensions, they're gambling with them. So let's say they have a $500 million in pensions. That's money that's supposed to go to these employees when they retire. Well, they're gambling it at 10-1, which is, so now they're doing $5 billion. They're gambling $5 billion. And then if they lose that gamble, they will not have the cash to pay your pension. If you work for the city for 20, 30 years, whatever, you're expecting this nice pension. You're a cop, a firefighter, city nerd, whatever. You drove a bus, you cleaned the parks, street cleaner for 20, 30. Okay, you earned a nice pension, a nice government pension. It's gone. They're coming for those. I mean, that's what happened with Enron. That's what happened in the last recession. They gambled with all of your money, all of our money. That's why municipal banks are big. That's why crypto's big. It's why it's empowering, man. Yeah, North Dakota was way ahead of in the state bank thing. Sam Dean, what's up, Sam? Shaving Knuckles for Justice. Labs are making cultured meat from protein strings. No animals are hurt at all. Will you eat totally cruelty-free meat when it's available, mate? I don't know what the fuck that is. I doubt it. I'll just keep eating plant-based protein. I'm good, man. I got vegan guns going, Sam. I don't need to eat some lab meat. That seems weird. I don't know, dude. That just sounds weird. I don't need lab meat. Sounds like some sort of like zombie movie from the 70s. Lab meat. Cruelty-free meat strings? That just sounds creepy. Soylent Greenish people. Yeah, American dollar is backed by bombs. That's what we're backed by bombs. Beyond Burgers, which are vegan, are pretty good. Yeah. Right on. 40 stellated hypercube. Thank you for supporting the show. Crypto AG was a Swiss encryption company. It made millions of dollars since World War II selling encryption devices, but Washington Post made a stunning revelation in February 2020 that the information security company was owned by the CIA. Not surprising at all. That sounds like an episode for Government Secrets, which, by the way, folks, so tomorrow at 4 o'clock Pacific time, we're going to do Government Secrets. And at 5 o'clock, we're going to have Rosie Tran on to talk about this bullshit stablecoin bill. She made me aware of it. She was like so mad. She was like, Graham, have you seen this? I want to come on your show and talk about it. I'm like, you got it. So that's tomorrow. And then I'm going to take Friday and Saturday off. All right, folks. Yeah, not a surprise that the CIA was making encryption. Thank you for supporting the show. 40 stellated hypercube. 40 stellated hypercube. I'm trying to make sure I say that right. Monopoly money is making a big comeback. That's right. Hemp should be a publicly traded commodity. That's right. I was going to bring a guest on, but that didn't happen. Chris Leone, Shaver Knuckles for Justice. Even people with MSNBC contracts agree. Jimmy Dore. Oh. Dairy. Jerry Springer audience voice. I love that. That's fantastic. Sam Dean, Shaver Knuckles for Justice. No, it's pure, no hormones, grown in a fully plant-based medium. It's exactly the same as real meat because it is real meat. It's fed with the same nutrients as an animal product would be. It's meat. Yeah, it still sounds creepy, dude. I don't want a creepy lab meat. I don't want to eat meat. Okay, an animal wasn't murdered to get it. That's good, but I'm good. I don't like meat. The first time I had a Beyond Burger, I was at Jimmy Dore's house. He goes, taste this. And I took a bite out of it. And I was like, dude, is this real meat? I was like almost mad at him. I thought he was like trying to trick me. He goes, no. And he had to show me the box because it almost tasted too much like real meat. And I was like, I don't want real meat in my mouth. So thank you for clarifying that, Sam. And I'm not going to eat lab meat. I'm good with my plant-based fake meats. I'm good. Vegan guns for life, bitch. Craig Pasta Jardula, what's up, Pasta? How you doing, brother? That boy, Graham. Graham is loyal to Big Kale. To hell with your lab meat. Exactly. I mean, I'm on the payroll of Big Kale. I can't go to lab meat. This whole show is bought and paid for by Big Kale, man. I was the reason the show started late. I was on Kale Force One. They flew me to a Big Kale event. We went golfing on a vegan golf course. It was great. They just paid me my wine and dine me, just vegan smoothies and organic salads. I got a massage with just vegan cucumbers. That sounds weird. How you doing, Pasta? How's everybody doing over there, brother? I'm bought and paid for by Big Kale, man. I sold out to Big Kale a long time ago. There's nothing you guys can do about it. This microphone, Big Kale paid for it. Yeah, these lights, everything, man. I'm bought and paid for by Big Kale. The arugula lobby, they kick in a little something. I get whatever I want, man. I don't care. I don't have to do anything. I don't have to eat your lab meat. I do whatever I want, baby. This is a $7,000 shirt paid for by the Organic Fruit Mafia. Hand-tailored $7,000 vegan shirt. Tony DeMeo, you know what you're doing, Tony? You're shaving your knuckles for justice. Jimmy Kimmel said, you're sexist if you don't like Hillary's voice. Would he say the same about Neera Tanden? God, that's gaslighting. Oh, God, I know. They're so dumb. It's unbelievable. Graham needs to try a bison burger. Never going to happen. That's what she said. Eat my meat, Sam Dean, somebody said. I don't want real meat in my mouth. It sounds weird when you say it out loud like that. Hear that? That's different. I like a pink taco. All right. Now the show's gone off the rails. See what happens, Sam? Now we're talking about sex. Creative experiments. You're making Gotham great again. Creative experiments. I'm going to talk to you in my game show voice. Creative experiments. That answer is correct. You just made it to the lightning round. I just bought $250 in meat from a farm in Ohio, but I haven't owned a car since 2009, so I already paid my carbon offset. Nice. Sharif Snugs, what's up, dude? How you been, man? I think you had a new work schedule. That's why I haven't seen you in a while. Hope you're good. Good to see you on the show. Kate, kale chips are psyops. They absolutely are. They absolutely are psyops. You should do a bit with Lee Camp, All the President's Men. Oh, that's a good idea. I knew a guy who became allergic to beef from eating geese for 3 years. What the fuck? Graham had that hypersonic laugh. I'll destroy my car publicly if I could get an electric car. Yep. Speaking of publicly, my car got destroyed, dude. Boom, 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 boom. Let me get to the. I think I missed. Did I miss? Oh, there it is. Sharif Snugs, what's up, dude? Good to see you in the chat, my friend. Hope all is well. Vegan guns for truth. You got that right. There's too much truth. You want to see some truth up close, motherfucker? Look at that fucking. Look at that truth. Look at that truth. Look at it. Oh, so much truth. Graham, I didn't know you were on the night. I received 0 notification. I know, dude. It just bums me out. Every live chat, people like, nobody notified me. I don't know what to say. Check. Follow me on Twitter. I suggest that because I always say when I'm going live on Twitter. I'm going to go live tomorrow at 4:00 Pacific, barring any crazy shit, but that should happen. So I wish I had a better answer than just, sorry, YouTube's fucking us. Like, it just blows, dude. Anyway. And I was off from work today. We all know what Big Kale is doing. Kale can't hide the truth. All right. I took a little money from Kale Street. I don't know why this is such a big deal. Like, why is everybody all up in my shit about that? I got to support the show somehow, man. Come on. 295 likes. Let's get above the 300. Let's get it to 300. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. 296. Come on. Come on. Make it happen. You can do it. 297. Come on. 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 True. Hit the like button. 299. 299. 301. We did it. See? That's the power of Big Kale. I got my Kale bots. No big kombucha. O'Doul's for hipsters. I drink kombucha every day, and I love it. I call it hippie moonshine. If you make your own, it's hippie moonshine. A buddy of mine makes his own. Him and his wife. They live up in the hills. We're going to make some kombucha. Yee-hoo! Get your scatter gun. I don't know what they say. Honey pots are vegan. Kale chips are a psyop. All right. All right. I'm mad as hell and I'm not going to take it anymore. Watch the movie Network. Watch the movie Network. Came out in the 70s. It predicts everything we're in right now. Predicts it 40 some years ago. Predicts it. Watch the movie Network. Calls it out. Graham is crackers. Bedtime. I've never tried kombucha. It sounds like sauerkraut juice. It's really good, man. It's good probiotic. I drink it every morning. That's how I start my day. I get one that's got lemon and ginger and turmeric in it. Turmeric is a natural anti-inflammatory. So if you work out, I've had some back issues. My back's a lot better now, but yeah. The photo of me taking that big kale check is hilarious. Oh. Russian kale bots. All right, folks. Let's pick a song. I've been doing it for 2 hours. Let's wrap her. Where's Darien? Where are you hiding? Or maybe she should sing a song tonight. I'm old school in the drink department. I drink, you guys would hate the shit I drink. I drink kombucha. I drink coconut water, natural. It's like natural Gatorade. It's got electrolytes, potassium. If you work out a lot or you get dehydrated, drink coconut water. I don't drink soda. I drink sparkling water. Every once in a while, I'll have like a Coke Zero. I know it's awful and it's Coke, but every once in a blue moon, that's my like treat. That's when I'm living, going nuts. Yeah, vegan smoothies. Tea. I like tea. I have tea in the morning. Nice loose leaf tea. Yeah, sparkling water is the shit. Free Darien. See, Leslie likes kombucha, coconut, apple cider vinegar. I have a little bit of that every morning in water. Now it tastes nasty, but it's good. It's good for your body. Hey, Darien, what's your game and can anybody play? All right. Is that the song? Graham, can I throw you another super chat? Please do, dude. Throw it. I had it right out of a coconut in India, and it was so gross. I get that it's pure water, but it's gross. Coconut water is an acquired taste. I love it now. The first time I had it, I was in Brazil. And I was like, and they drink it all the time down there because it's so hot. And I was in the Amazon and you're just sweating constantly and you really need it. And then I realized now I like it and I drink it all the time. And I had a buddy of mine who was like, oh, he hated coconut water because, you get it, it's pasteurized or whatever. We were surfing in Costa Rica 2 years ago. We got done surfing. We're just at this break in the middle of nowhere. And on the beach was this like man and this woman that were selling fresh coconuts. And I told my buddy, go try this. Guy scurries up the tree, comes down with the coconut. They chop it open, put a straw in it, drink it for a couple of bucks. And my friend was like, this is amazing. I said, yeah, because it just came from that tree. And it was fantastic. It's one of those surf moments. You just got surfing in Costa Rica. It's beautiful. And you just have a coconut. It's just fantastic. He ain't every sweet dairy hands. Oh, I first sweet and dairy hands. I shave my knuckles. I made a suggestion, dude. Look it up. What's the song? What was your song suggestion, Sam? Can you get Hello Tushy to sponsor you? I don't know who that company is, but sure. What's your suggestion, Sam? I don't see it. I'm scrolling up. Dude, I can't find this. I can't find it, Sam. Sorry. It was a $2 super chat. All right. Ha! Sam. Suggestion: Granny P sings the Pina Colada song. All right, that's a great idea. I'll do that one. I haven't done Granny in a while. I've done a fair amount of Dairy Ann's, but I'll do that. But let me get to this super chat from Sharif Snug. Shave your knuckles for justice. Graham, how can we follow India's lead? Just that question right there is like, I know, I don't like what. Wake up, America. Anyway, how can we follow India's lead? I'm tired of seeing food pantries in New York. I want to protest a progressive leader's home to make sure they don't vote for Mama Bear. Well, right there, you kind of answered your own question to a certain extent. I mean, yes, I totally agree. And I wish there was like, I mean, every time I do a video, I'm like, Chile, Bolivia, and now 250 million people in India. Like, hey, America, wake up. It's like 20 to 25%. It's about 20% of India's total population. They have 1.3 billion people roughly, right? Can you imagine if we had 50 to 60 million people on the streets shutting everything down? So one way is to just keep talking about it, put hashtag general strike in your social, when you talk about it on social media, just get that out there, get that in people's, just in their subconscious, in the lexicon, get in the back of people's minds for starters. There's just that. I mean, that's like our PSYOP. That's what we have to do as a Medicare for all. Just always talk about it. Defund the police, eat the rich. Just keep that language going so it just becomes everyone's talking about it. The food pantries thing, dude, that is just heartbreaking. I've done so many videos on it, and it's just, I mean, the last time we saw this was the Great Depression, people lining up in bread lines and soup lines. I mean, this is like, I don't know when Americans are going to I don't know when they're going to have enough. I don't know when they're going to have enough. I'm mystified. But the last thing in your super chat, that's, I think, the best solution or best answer to your question. Start organizing some protests outside of their homes. peaceful protest, but say, you need to do this. Ocasio-Cortez made a great point. We need to make them uncomfortable. Well, let's make Ocasio-Cortez uncomfortable. Getting attacked by the Republicans and Fox News, that's great. That's got to make her feel wonderful. I mean, I'd be like, awesome, great. Fox News thinks I'm a crazy socialist. They don't know what they're talking about. They think I want to ban cows or whatever. Awesome. But you need people to out left you. When you're the big progressive hero of the squad and everything, and people are out lefting you, you have your constituents, your base protesting, the people that voted for you protesting outside of your home. That'll wake some people up. So that is the solution, I think. Get people to wake up to this shit. That's why I did that segment earlier tonight on how the Democratic Party hates black people. That woman wrote that op-ed piece. She's a black woman who's really into cryptocurrency and the Stable Coin Act, written up by the squad. A bunch of women of color are like backing this thing that is taking power away from anyone who's using cryptocurrency. And this woman points out, the people that are going to lose the power the most and get affected adversely the most is the black community. So that's what you got to do, dude. You know what you might think about doing? When people are lining up, waiting in line for food banks, start talking, handing out flyers or whatever it is, maybe it's not flyer, but using whatever. That's mobilize those people. Are you tired of this? Do you want to join this protest? It's on this date. Whip out your smartphone. Here it is. Whatever, create a QR code or something that you can just digitally give it to everybody waiting in line. I mean, a paper flyer, they'll just throw on the ground or whatever, and that's no good. But see what I'm saying? Like that might be it. You're waiting in line at a food pantry. Everybody in line's got a story. I get some interviews with some people, dude, and send them to me. I want to hear their stories and start organizing there. Because I'm pretty sure, I bet you that's how the general strike started in India, is they went, hey, the farmers were hungry. All these people were fed up. They're like, we're losing our money. We're losing benefits. We're losing all this stuff. And people were like, let's join. That's how you get a movement going. You get people that are waiting in food lines. You get people who are waiting outside the bank. You get people who got kicked out of their house and you go, you want to join? And they're like, damn right, I want to join. So if Ocasio-Cortez saw a bunch of lefty progressives who voted for her, who have supported her, pressuring her to vote for Medicare for all, telling she better not back Nancy Pelosi, she's going to think twice about that. That's what she fears. That's what every politician fears, that their base turns on them, that their base says, nope, bye. They don't care if they get criticism from the opposition. You always get that. If Sean Hannity criticizes AOC, who gives a shit? Sean Hannity says bullshit every day. He says crazy nonsense every day. And of course, he's always like, oh, the liberals and the progressives and whatever. She sees her base, a bunch of millennials out in front of her house going, hey, you better give us Medicare for all or we will primary you. We put you in office, we'll take you out. That's the message you send to AOC and the squad and everybody else. We will take you out of office. We got you elected, we will get you unelected. You will be done. So that's what you do. It's a great question, and I think your answer is the solution. Boom. Couple more super chats. Annabelle Corley, Shaver Knuckles for Justice. I'm drinking what Darianne drinks. She's my new spirit animal. Annabelle Corley again. What's up? Shaving knuckles for justice. Rotate it for truth. But down under, you rotate it the other way. So Klobuchar is hippie moonshine. Damn, I thought it was hippie. So kombucha is hippie moonshine. Damn, I thought I was hippie. What? Yeah, never thought I'd see the local food bank with such a long line and run out of food. I mean, if I had crazy sums of money, I'd go down to a food bank line, the end of the line, and I'd be giving people food going, here, vote for me. I'm with the People's Party. I'm going to feed you. I'm going to get you out of this mess. These two parties don't give a damn about you. That's what I would do. If I ever got real money back in me, or somebody just, somebody who's got, bought 10,000 Bitcoins 10 years ago, just goes, here you go, Graham. Here's 1,000 Bitcoins. When it goes up to 100,000 a coin, run for office or whatever. Like, that's what I would do. Here's some food. Join our movement. That's what the unions did in the 20s and 30s. You lost your job. You're in a soup line. We can help you out. When injustice becomes law, resistance becomes duty. Yep. Luke 3M, shave 'em. Health, Harvard, diseases and conditions, the gut-brain connection. The brain has a direct effect on the stomach and intestines. Yeah, I totally agree with that. One of the reasons, like, I drink kombucha, I drink a little apple cider vinegar in the morning, is to keep the gut, keep it emptied out, man. That's why I don't eat dairy. I don't do gluten. That's important. And when I eat crappy food, like every once in a while, just slip and eat, and then I get, my brain, I'm not as focused or whatever. It's true, man. GDNPB, you're making Gotham great again. No need to fear voters if the votes don't count. Interesting point. Good point. Bong rip, beautiful people. Yeah. It worked for the unions and the mobsters. You got that right, Adam. There's a YouTuber who had a lot of real estate, and he was giving away $1,200 to people in April because he was sick of waiting for the check to come. Wow. I do serve. Sam Dade, what's up, dude? Genuine question. Do you have a surfing video where you stay on the board more than 6 seconds asking for a friend? Don't forget the Pina Colada song. Well, that surf video I just put up was I was at the surf break where the waves weren't that long. So it wasn't that I was falling off after 6 seconds. It's that the waves were ending or they were starting to break too close to the shore. So I'll make more surf videos where I'm riding. I got this, I was snorkeling and this fucking huge sea turtle, like 6 feet long. And I freak out and I haven't gone through the footage yet, but I'm going to put that up there. But yeah, I'll get some more surf videos where I ride longer waves. So, come on. Maybe if Australia would open up, I could move there and get some really ripping videos. What the fuck now? Up in Byron Bay. That's all I'm saying. Asking for a friend. All right, Pina Colada as Granny Petro. All right, I got to go. 2 hours and 15 minutes. People's Party needs renaming, rebranding. I don't think it needs renaming or rebranding. It needs big defections. The People's Party is fine. It needs Nina, the squad, Tulsi. Bernie will never do it. I don't know that Tulsi will either. But it needs, if AOC says, I'm out, if she's true to who she's claimed she is, I think she's already sold out. I think it's too late. But if she's true to who she wants to be or thinks that she is, she should say, I'm leaving the Democratic Party. Absolutely. I'm leaving. And she took her, whatever, 5 million Twitter followers. The People's Party would be an overnight success. Everyone would be like, what's this party? And all these people would start joining. She has so much more power than she's aware of. And she just abdicates it to the goddamn Democrats. It's unbelievable to watch. Annabelle Corley, Sam, where's your surf video, my friend? Ha! Yeah, where's your surf video, Sam? That's right. Annabelle's calling you out. All right, come on now. All right, if you like pina coladas as Granny Petrol. DC Punk, what's up, brother? Shave your knuckles for justice. Great video on Tom Brady. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm glad I made it. I'm glad I saw that. I'm one of you, maybe Truth to Tweet or somebody. A lot of you send me stuff on social media. So it was important for me to do it because, I grew up, like I said, traditional American, male. Like I worshiped those guys watching football. I played it in high school. I watched it all the time. They were my heroes. And then you watch that when the country's really in trouble, that's what they do. You're seeing some of these athletes, against Black Lives Matter and like all these, John Elway and all this right-wing bullshit. And it's just like, they're not for the people. They're rich. They're rich guys. They just want to protect their shit. They didn't back Kaepernick. It's just like such a bummer. So that's why I made it. Cause it's just like, yeah, but thanks, man. $336. All right. All right. I think I got all the super chats. All right, let's do it. If you like pina coladas, it's Granny Petrol. Oh, this one. People if you're rude in the chat, I'm just going to fucking block you. Graham Byron is around the corner, I promise. All right. We need real progressives a lot more than we need AOC. Yeah. All right. If you like pina colada, all right. All right. I'll be right back, everybody. Be nice in the chat. Granny Petrol will be back to sing this song. Hello, it's Granny Petro. Just wanting to say, but Greta, why do you get so angry at adults, Greta? Oh. This song is how I feel about oil. Got a nice glass of fracking fluid, hippie cult. Drink up, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Oh, look at those pretty colors. Powered by oil. Those colors aren't powered by organic fruit. Oh, now these people are weird.
Oh, do you want to go first?
No, I don't. You go.
I don't want to go by first for any of you. Oh. Have a good night. If you like pina coladas. Oh, bow, 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 bow. Annabelle Corley, you're an angel. Will we ever see Granny Petro from the waist down? Can I suggest fracking pants? She feels like sort of like a pantsuit kind of a gal, like a polyester, because it's oil-based polyester pantsuit. When we go back on the road, all these characters are coming, and I'm going to bring them out towards the end of the show. It's going to be fantastic. Christine Super Sticker, what's up? Thank you, Christine. Thank you so much, everybody, for supporting the show tonight. We had 351 likes. Outstanding. Thank you for supporting the show. Thank you, everybody over on the Rockfin, Miss Callie, Stick Whistle, Benjamin Rashi, Anthony Scannell. Thank you so much for watching on the Rockfin. Thank you, everybody watching on Facebook. And, of course, all of you lovely people on the YouTube. Rocking and rolling from the Delta to the DMZ. See you in Seattle. You got that right. That was terrible. Loved it, Graham Elwood. It was fantastic. Defund Raytheon, you got that right. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, everybody who did the super chat. I really appreciate it. Support what we're doing. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. They are unsubscribing people. Make sure you hit the bell notification button. Even if you've already done it, it still might not work. And thank you. Like, share, subscribe, do all that stuff. Tomorrow, 4 o'clock Pacific time, we're doing government secrets. And at 5 o'clock, I'm going to bring Rosie Tran on to talk more about that Stablecoin Act. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow. Ba-boom. Adam Gray. I'll be there with a fake fireplace. Not even kidding. Dress up as your favorite political vigilante characters, everybody. Thank you, Adam, for the win. Absolutely. Thank you all so much. Have a great night. Stay safe. Be good to each other. Organize. Stick together. Government doesn't give a shit about you, so we have to. Ba-boom. You're making Gotham great again.